Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Don't Blame the Movies. I am Nicole, and with me is always my goofy co-host. Say hi.
My name is not Goofy, it's Dooney, but okay, hi.
um, how are you?
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. You're good? You're good?
No, because you know what I just did before. Like, I watched a movie we're gonna talk about.
Aww. Now you know
You
my
watched
pain.
it too. You watched it too, so shut it.
Yeah, but I watched the whole thing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's not my fault.
It is. You
Nope.
put it on the list.
Yeah,
You put
but
it on the list.
but we had this rule we don't have to watch it if it sucks. So I said, yeah, no, thank you, I'm good. Peace out.
Do you know what?
I know
Sorry
nothing.
for this random thought. I'm
Okay.
looking back on the last time we recorded the podcast because I write down the dates. It was February 21st.
I know, yes.
Oh my God, we're a month later.
Well, not exactly a month. It's really like 3 weeks because February obviously only had 28 days. But
It's true.
we skipped a week. I mean, we not skipped it. We rescheduled a week because I don't know honestly. Work? I think it was work or something.
Probably. And then I remember you messaged me like, did you watch any of those movies? I'm like, no. Did you? You said no. You're like, next week? I'm like, sure.
Ah, yes.
Oh. So today we are discussing movies by the letter J.
J. But before we start with these movies, I
Should we discuss a movie that you watched that you haven't seen?
yes, I just wanted to say I watched a movie you recommended. It's
I
called
can't.
Interview with the Vampire.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I always thought the title is Interview with a Vampire. But no, it's the vampire. Okay.
Technically, it is a vampire that gets interviewed.
Yeah, because he is just a vampire, is not the vampire of them all. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
he's just a vampire. But okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I watched it and it was pretty entertaining.
So it only took you how many years to watch this movie?
Wait, it came out in 94? We have 21 now? Yes, exactly so many years.
Excellent math.
But
So,
I remember while watching this movie, they come across this little girl, Claudia, which is like the kid of
ugh,
Brad Pitt.
ugh.
And the first thing I thought, unironically, was, oh, so cute. She looks like a young Kirsten Dunst. Then I watched this movie and watched it more, and I thought, like, wait a second, this is Kirsten Dunst, isn't it? And then I googled it. Yep, it is. Okay, that
You know,
explains the similarities.
you messaged me about it, and I was like, yeah, duh.
Yeah, I totally forgot. This was '94, and she was in Spider-Man as MJ in what was it, 2000, I think. And
I think
she
so.
was around 20 years, so 18, 19, 20 years at this point. So yeah.
You know what? That was the only character I couldn't stand in that whole movie was hers.
Yeah, she's a bit annoying.
But she did a great job playing a whiny, spoiled little brat.
Oh yeah, she really does. She really does.
So overall, you thought the movie was entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, so like, was it better than what you thought it was going to be?
Yes, because I can't remember the word again.
It's okay.
But I always thought, okay, there's Christian Slater in it, there is Brad Pitt in it, there's Tom Cruise in it. You know, this all these 80s and 90s girly
Heartthrobs
heartthrobs, exactly. I was like, Dah,
and
no, I'm not watching this.
Antonio Banderas. Don't forget about Antonio.
Antonio, yes, Antonio. And so I I think because of that I never watched it. But when you watch it, it's not like this teenage girl heartthrob thingy. It's like a entertaining vampire movie, sometimes even a little bit brutal and I don't want to say gory, but bloody.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Then did you ever watch Queen of the Dam?
No.
Okay. So we'll be coming to that one eventually.
Yeah, we'll probably come to this at the queue.
They're obviously two completely different movies, but it's basically takes place about Lestat, which is Tom Cruise's character.
Yeah, it's like the name Lestat and Louis and Claudia were the only names I remember. I can't even remember Antonio's character name. It was something
Oh, I
like
just forgot it too. Wow.
I can't even remember it. But he had not this much of screen time as Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise did. So yeah,
Um, in the book though of like Lestat, like for the Queen of the Dam and stuff like that, he basically talks about Louis as being like basically a whiny little bitch.
well, okay, I kind of understand it because he even did this in the movie itself. Like, oh come on, get your shit together, basically.
Armand. Sorry, I just looked up Antonio Banderas' character's name. Armand.
Amount, okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, and while watching this movie, there was this morality question which pops into mind. It's like, if you become a vampire, would you be able to kill humans just to drink their blood?
Would you?
Well, that's the thing. It's like basically you're killing innocent people just for, let's call it, your own survival. So, I say I kind of understand the struggle of Louis at the beginning when he just ate rats and dogs and stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, rats and dogs, I don't know, man.
Okay, but if you had to choose to be a vampire or werewolf, which one would you be? That's
Ooh.
always like a topic of discussion.
I think I'd say a vampire.
Hmm. All right then.
You?
Uh, I'm already kind of a creature of the night, just because I work midnight. So, so yeah, I think I would do vampire.
Okay.
Just because I don't know, turning into a werewolf looks painful.
Yeah, right. In every movie, it's like it doesn't matter if Howling or American Werewolf. It seemed to hurt a lot.
And vampires are very pretty.
Yeah, see that's another thing. They should be, or they are, they're supposed to be very pretty and charming and seductive and stuff like this. So yeah.
But I'm talking about like the real vampires, not the glittering shit from Twilight.
Yeah, no. We're talking about the real vampires here.
This is why we can't go in the sunlight. It's glitter.
And before you ask it, no, I did never watch Twilight as well, and I will never watch it. And it does not count as horror movie. Just to
No,
to,
no.
to get this straight right here.
Then this is a movie that we're going to be betting on for some whatever reason for another bet that we always make, and you lose. You're watching the Twilight series.
Yeah, you watch it with me.
No, I'm good.
No, we're doing like a watch together thing where we stream it online and everyone who wants to can join us and then we watch it together. Like all, what are the 4 or 5 movies? I don't know.
No. Okay, fine. Then I'll just put a picture of me there and make it look like I'm animated.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. This is cheating. This does not count. You have to be physically, um, physically in pain as I am watching the shit.
I've already done it.
Well, when I think about it, technically, I kinda watched, I think, 2 or 3 of the Twilight movies.
You watch how many? Sorry?
2 or 3, I'm not sure. I think it was 2.
You're gonna watch them all.
Yeah, because one of my favorite YouTubers called Your Movie Sucks always does this event where he and some friends watch a movie and commentate over it, and then he makes a best of it basically. And I always watch the best ofs, and they watched Twilight, and oh my god, it was so hilarious. I'll send you the link. It's so funny.
Okay, send me the link. All right, so
yeah.
with that being said, what would you rate that movie?
Interview. I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Good job.
Thank you. Pat on
You're
the
welcome.
back. Yes, good job.
Okay, so let's move on to our topic of movies with Jay. Are we doing this at random, or are you just like going in order?
I thought let's do it in the order I wrote it down, so it's still random for you.
All right, then let's start.
And the first movie is called Jeepers Creepers.
I like that song.
Yeah, it is kind of catchy, right?
That song always gets stuck in my head, even after I see this movie.
Yeah. And the thing is, they don't only have one version of the song. They have, I think it was 2 or 3 different versions.
Mm-hmm.
It's so awesome. And yeah, it's totally stuck in my head too.
Fun fact, I've only ever watched the first one. I've never watched the rest.
I think I watched the second one when it came out, but I didn't watch the third one. I do own it on Blu-ray, by the way, but I never watched it because I don't know. Even the second one was not as good as the first one. I mean, obviously.
Mm-hmm. That's why, like, sometimes when they come out with sequels, I'm like hesitant to watch them because I'm like, I like the first one, the original, the OGs, and then I will. Okay, well, Jason's like a whole nother thing. Of course, I watch all of them,
Yeah.
but like certain sequels, I'm like, oh, do I really want to like watch it? So I have to like really be in the mood for it.
Yeah, exactly. But let's talk about the first one. Let's talk about... I think it was one of the first roles, or major roles, for Justin Long.
I know, and I hate what happens to him. Spoiler!
Well, duh. But he looks so adorable when he's so young.
He does. He looks like so young, adorable.
The only thing, I mean, I watched this movie, or rewatched this movie on Amazon Prime, and the thing that bugs me with Amazon Prime over here, and I don't know why this is, some movies, they are only available in German. And it's like, why? I checked, and Jeepers Creepers 2 and 3 are all available in English as well. So I don't know why the first one isn't.
That's weird.
Yeah, it really is.
So does it sound like extra angry in German?
No. Hello? What the fuck?
By the way, this is just random. It's listening to us. I just sent you a photo. Now that like phenomenon where it's like you're talking about something, a subject, and then something appears in like your internet, your social media. While we're talking about Jeepers Creepers, I just sent you a clip that popped up in my social media.
Oh, that's actually a good thing that you sent me the clip, because when you read the description, basically, it's one thing I noticed as well as the license plate of the what do you call it, the creature, the creeper.
Mm-hmm.
It says beating you, or B, eating you.
Yep.
I never thought of this because beating you, yeah, sounds logical and they say it in the movie, but B, eating you makes much more sense in the context of this movie.
It does.
And I don't know if you noticed, I noticed it at my rewatch. The license plate of, I don't know their names actually, Derry and Trish.
I don't remember. Let me look.
I think it was
Wow.
Derry and Trish, yeah.
Yeah, Derry. Yeah, Derry. Obviously, because remember he pulls out the underwear and he's like, he knows my name.
But they had on their license plate SVM. So I thought maybe it stands for Save Me or Save M.
On their thing. You know what? I do remember seeing that. Is that what it stands for?
I don't know. They never say it, but it could be. I mean, directors and stuff like this they always put this little Easter eggs in it. So yeah, I think it could be.
Actually, I'm looking it up. Yeah, it says that I briefly saw Save Me.
Or like I said, it could also mean save them, like save them.
Yeah. I kind of like that when they do those little Easter eggs.
Yeah, it's so clever. I like this.
Yeah. Trisha's license plate is what? Answer. Yeah. I'm just looking. Because I do remember seeing it. And sometimes, like, of course, I pay attention to detail, but sometimes I forget about it. Because, like, sometimes if I'm, like, watching a movie, like, I am full involved, or sometimes I might be, like, busy doing something. But yeah, it's Save Them. SVM 421. So, yeah.
Ha! Nice. Not
Nicely done.
not bad for a foreigner, huh?
Mm-hmm.
For angry German guy.
Do you know what's actually funny? Like, because you know how they were, like, in that town, and then they go into that diner at one point, and they're, like, asking for help and call the police. A part of me felt like that whole town was in on it.
Yeah, the way they looked and like, what's wrong with you? Chill, you're gonna die. Who cares? Better you than us. Like,
Yeah. Man, and okay, so like when Justin's like character gets like taken away in the end, it was like, okay, so like nothing was really done about it. Trish, it's like she was stunned, but like nothing more was done about it, and then obviously he died,
mm,
you know? And then the whole like where she was like, take me, take me.
yeah, exactly.
But and I'm gonna say the makeup was pretty cool in this movie too.
Yeah, it is, but one thing that surprises me is that it isn't as brutal or gory as I had it in my mind. I thought it would be more gory and more brutal, but no, it's not this bad. I mean, yeah,
And
you see a severed head and stuff like this, but not really in detail.
and to be honest, I didn't really find it to be scary.
Yeah, because we're old now, it's not scary anymore, and well, let's be honest, we watch way too many horror movies to be really scared by anything.
It's true. It's true.
I mean,
Now,
mostly
no, go ahead, sorry.
the disgusting stuff or really intense stuff will, quote, scare us. But yeah, I think normal horror movies or slasher movies don't really scare us anymore.
No, it has to be like really, really disturbing
Oh, we're
for
coming
me
to
to be.
this. Don't worry, we're coming to this.
All right, what would you rate Jeepers Creepers?
I gave Jeepers Creepers a 7 out of 10.
So did I.
Oh,
Good job.
nice,
Good job.
nice. Good job.
Mm-hmm. All right, what's next?
Then we move on to a classic, and it was your pick for movies with Jay. It was Jaws.
Oh my God, I absolutely love this movie. You have no idea.
Same. But to be honest, one of the things I love most about this movie isn't really the let's call it the action, the like when the shark attacks or something like this. It's more like the quiet moments when the characters are getting backstories and stuff like this. Like when they are
Oh,
on the
yeah.
boat and a little bit drunk, and then they are comparing scars from this shark and that shark, and then out of the blue, Quint, I think it was his name.
Yep. Quint.
Quint tells about his experience with the USS Indianapolis
Yep.
when they fired this big bomb to Hiroshima. Then their
Yep.
boat got basically torpedoed and they sank, and they had defend themselves against sharks. I think he said 1,100 men, and by the time they were safe, there were only 300 men left. And the way
Mm-hmm.
he tells this story, it's so intense, and it's so real. It's like this, exactly this moment. This is the reason I watch movies, because this is what makes you feel with the character.
Fun fact about that story, it actually did happen. And so I think it was like 300 men that came out of the water.
Yeah, I think he
Out
said
of, I forget
360 or
how
something.
many. It was 300 survivors. And they decided to include that in there because they wanted to give a little backstory about how Quint really hates sharks. And it comes with the fact that they were like stuck in the water for days, the 300 of them. And like some of the men would drink the water and get delusional and think they could swim off, and the sharks like circled them for days, and sometimes the sharks would just attack them.
Yep.
But fun fact about that scene, Robert Shaw, he was known as a drinker. So he asked Spielberg if he could have a couple of drinks before doing that scene to like make it more authentic. They allowed it. He got too drunk. So the first time they filmed it, he made a complete ass of himself
Okay.
that they couldn't really salvage that scene. So after they filmed that day, he called Spielberg later on that night and he was like, "How much of an ass did I make of myself?" And they basically told him. So he showed up the next day completely sober and refilmed that whole scene.
Oh, cool. I,
Go ahead, sorry.
I just want to say I did not know this.
Oh yeah, like there's I love this movie so much, and like if you ever watch like a documentary on it and stuff, like it goes into detail. Like this was like the movie that made Spielberg. Like he was very young. Originally he wasn't the first director. It was somebody else. And because the other person that they picked to be the director, he was like he was sitting in the room and describing how he would film it to oh my god, the company that wanted to put it out there. He was calling it a whale the whole time. And then we're going to shoot this angle of the whale. And they were like, no, we don't want someone who can't distinguish a whale from a shark. They didn't really like his idea. They chose Spielberg because they liked his ideas and his style of filming. And Spielberg was really young. I think he was like 27 when he filmed it. And it was like this movie, they were worried. He was worried for a while. Actually, even the company was worried because the movie was way over budget. It took longer than expected. And they thought it was going to ruin, or Spielberg thought it was going to ruin his career. But it actually made his career. Like, he went to parties and stuff, and like actresses went up to him and like, they're like, "You're filming the movie Jaws. This is going to ruin your career." And like, I don't know if you know other things about this movie. The ways he intended to film things didn't really work out. So like building the shark, Bruce, it never fully worked. So this is why he ended up changing the way how it filmed. Like if you notice, like when you're following the shark, right? It's like you're getting the shark's view. Where originally it was supposed to be actually like a shark, like Bruce the mechanic. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
mechanical shark.
Yeah.
But because it didn't work, they had to film it a different way. And the way that ended up filming it ended up being like a happy accident. So
Yeah, I think I heard about this too. I mean, it was a while ago, but yeah, I think I heard about this.
also Richard Dreyfuss' character, he was actually supposed to die.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it had to get rewritten. So, okay. You know how, like, towards the end, he goes into the shark cage?
Mm-hmm.
So, at that point, his character was supposed to be eaten by Bruce, and obviously, he was supposed to be dead. So, if you actually go back and watch the movie, there's clips of, like, a real shark on top of the cage and then going after the cage, which they did film bits and pieces of great white sharks. I believe it was in Australia is where they filmed it. So they filmed the whole scene with in a cage in Australia, and I can't really remember. I don't know if he was in a cage at the time or like the stuntman. Either way, the shark just went to town on the cage, and so in the movie you see like the shark rolling on top of the cage and like going after it like a real shark. Well, that was like real footage, but then they called Spielberg and they were like, the guy wasn't in the cage. So that whole scene they still wanted to use, but they rewrote it and made it look like Richard Dreyfuss's character just got away and
Oh,
survived.
okay,
So
okay.
really, he was supposed to die there. So I, I don't know. I just absolutely love this movie, and I never get tired of it.
Yeah, I can
I
totally
can
understand that.
I can go on and on about how much I love it, and you know what? I love sharks. I think sharks are the coolest thing ever. Um, I even got to touch a shark a few years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a baby hammerhead shark, and it's not. I don't know. It's not what you think it is. Like, how do you think they would feel? A shark.
I have no idea, honestly.
That are okay. So like, because around the same time, I was touching dolphins too. So it's almost like a hard rubber that I remember. But at the same time, around that time, I was touching stingrays, and stingrays are like a softy. I, how do I explain this so it's not like, oh my god? Okay, I'm gonna just say it,
Yeah, say it.
and it's a Sunday too. It's soft like men's genitalia.
Okay. Wow,
Well,
this is a very good description. Thank you.
and it's like, and it's but it's a little bit slimy. So, but yeah, like I am always so fascinated by sharks.
Okay.
And the best thing ever, okay, so with going back to Jaws, I know that part always comes up, is the scene where the head pops out of the boat when Richard Dreyfuss, like a Hopper, they were like under the whatchamacallit, the water.
Mm-hmm.
They just call him Hopper.
Yeah, I
um,
just thought, yeah, you did. But never mind.
yeah,
I know
Stranger
what you
Things.
mean.
I'm calling him strange, like Hopper as in Stranger Things. Oh my god, they're Hooper. I don't know why I've been calling him Hopper this whole time. Oh my god.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I know what you meant, so don't worry.
Yeah, you gotta correct me. I always jump at that scene, even though I know I'm like the head's coming. The
Oh,
head's
really?
coming. It's just because I think it's the noise. It is the noise.
Oh, yeah, that could be. Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Because sometimes I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's right, that part comes up. But yeah, anyway, to kind of get back to that, that was like filmed, I think after they did all the editing, and that was filmed in a pool.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because Spielberg wanted to like, he's like, I could throw in like a little scary part here to make people jump, right?
Mm-hmm.
And another fun fact about this movie, I find that a lot of people I know, because of this movie, are scared to go in open waters.
Oh, yeah, especially when the movie came out, I think many people were so scared of open waters.
Yeah. Even to this day, like I have a
Yep.
friend, he was going to Australia. This was like obviously before COVID. Coworker friend. And he was talking about how he's gonna go like scuba diving. And I was like, oh man. I was like, are you okay with that? Because you told me you hate sharks. You're terrified of them because of the movie Jaws. And he was like, yeah, I know. So when he came back, he was showing us all photos and talking about it. And I said, so how was scuba diving? he's like, when I was in there, he's like, I didn't think about it. He's like, because it was so cool. And then he's like, and then I got out of the water and it hit me that I was just like, oh my God, I was in open waters. There could have been sharks. Like his whole mind just went there. I was like, well, at least you were able to enjoy it and not like actually experience it while you're in there in panic. You know what I mean? So, okay, enough. I've talked a lot about this movie.
Yeah, because you obviously love it.
Yeah, of course. I
but
absolutely love this movie.
but since you love it, there is one famous quote of Jaws. Can you quote it?
Think you're gonna need a bigger boat?
Yep.
I,
Because it's like, huh?
go ahead. Sorry. Go
I
ahead.
was going to say it's like a Mandela effect a little bit, because most people think that they are saying we gonna need a bigger boat, but no, he actually says you're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yep.
Because
I
it's
love.
obviously Quint's boat, and
Yep.
he realizes, well, this shark is a little bit bigger than we thought. And if you wanna catch it, you need a bigger boat. I'm out of here. Bye.
You know what's funny? Universal Studios had this ride, Jaws. I
Mm-hmm.
remember being a kid, and like I said, love sharks. But when I was on that ride, I was terrified. I was like, oh my God. Because as a kid, you're like, oh, I'm going to die. I went back, like, obviously as an adult, I want to say it was before it closed, like shut down. And I got on the ride and I was so excited. And then the shark comes and I was like, what? I was scared of this. And I wanted to sit on the side where the shark comes at you. Of course, I didn't get that chance. So I had to like look over from where I was sitting and I'm like, oh. And like to be fair, the guy who was like our lead guy, because you're supposed to have someone who's supposed to be like your boat tour guide, he sucked. He wasn't that fun. But
Oh.
we waited forever to get on that ride. It was still worth it because it was like, because we knew it was shutting down, right? It's kind of sad that they did, but
Yeah.
I get they do what they do. So yeah. Anyway, do you really want to know my rating on this? Like, I'm pretty sure you can guess what it is.
I think you're gonna rate this the same thing that I rate this, like a 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10?
No, a 10 out of 10, of course.
Of course, it's a 10 out of 10. And I need to get a new t-shirt of Jaws. I had one, but it was too big, so I need a new one.
Oh. But here's the same thing with Jeepers Creepers. I didn't really care about the sequels.
I still watch them because sometimes I'll go into like marathons where I'm like, I need to watch them all. Of course, they're not really like my favorites, but the first one, the OG, this is the one where it's like,
well, duh.
That's my baby. Yeah. So, and this movie, I guess, stayed in theaters for a long time, and it was like in the top.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think all this animal horror movies back in the time, they really scarred a lot of people, like Hitchcock's Birds, Spielberg's Jaws. It's like people were pretty terrified about everything back then.
My favorite line in this movie, though, is when he goes to Brody goes to shoot Jaws, and he's like, "Smell, you son of a!" and then he explodes. I love that line. I love it.
But while watching this movie, I was like, I mean, I don't know how it is over there in Canada, but over here in Austria, it's like the mayor of what the town is called, Amity. Is it Amity?
Yeah.
Amity it is, yeah. The mayor of this town, Amity, he has similarities to us, to our chancellor and everything. He's like, oh no, we have to keep it open because yada yada yada, business and whatnot. And now with COVID, so they're basically the same over here. It's like, yes, we could close it, but we have to have it open, like, because what about the economy and stuff like this, and it's so annoying. It's
It's
like,
just it's
didn't you watch horror movies like Jaws or any other zombie movies, whatever, where everywhere is a mayor who says, "Oh, it's not this bad. Let's keep it open," and then shit happens. Like everything goes down.
by the way, because you're talking about the town, before I forget, the little boy that dies.
Mm-hmm.
His mom, who shows up and slaps Brody in the face, and she's like, "You knew that someone died here like a week ago by the shark, and you didn't shut the beaches down." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
She is the oldest looking mom I've ever seen.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. It's like, Jesus, you look like his grandma, not like his mom.
Yeah. When I was rewatching it yesterday, like every time I see it, I just laugh at it. I was like, my mom is in her 60s and doesn't look like that. And I get some people have like not the best genes, but I was like, whatever. But then again, if you think about it, Spielberg was 27 when he was doing the casting, right? So maybe, I
Yeah.
don't know.
But yeah.
When they were, oh my goodness. Even Jax agrees. Aw.
Oh.
All right, shall we continue on with the next movie?
Yes, let's go on to our next movie. And I think you watched this one a few days ago, and I have no idea how to pronounce it. So I just say it's called Juon or whatever. In English, it's called The Grudge.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm.
And you watched the Asian original, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And did you watch it before, or was it a first time watch for you?
It was a first time watch for me, this one, because like, yeah, I heard about it, but just never cared to watch it.
Oh, so you only knew the remake, basically.
Yeah.
So what did you think about this one, since it was your first time watch?
To be honest, like, okay, so comparing it to the remake, yeah, they have like their similar elements, but I found it was too all over the place, and at some points it dragged and it wasn't really needed.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I feel that, yeah, like it was still had like its creepy elements and stuff like that with like the little boy and the cat noise and the mom coming down the stairs, which is creepy as fuck. But there was just like some points I was like, I thought it was done.
Okay,
It's not done yet.
since you said it this way, does it really sound like a cat noise?
Kind of, yeah. Like, what else is it supposed to sound like?
Well, I don't know, but I didn't think of a cat when I heard this, but okay.
What did you think?
I have no idea, I couldn't describe it, but it's like this...
Ow!
Yeah, maybe if your famous dog Jax is on the loose, then maybe cats sound like this over there.
What do they sound like? What do they sound more angrier over there and where you're from?
Well, I don't know. We don't have so many, well, let's call him cat killers over here.
We don't have any here either. I know what you're talking about.
So I would not know how a cat sounds when she meows for her life.
No, poor kitty cat.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Oh.
But what I still find creepy is this other noise. This I can't really produce it. This I don't want to say growling, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
This is a creepy
Hissing,
noise.
growling. It is creepy.
It's like the like you said, the cat sound is more like, okay, what the fuck? But this growling thing, that's really... Whoa. I think there are people out there who get scared by this sound alone.
I could see that. I could see that wholeheartedly. Just because it is creepy.
Oh yeah. But to be honest, I also enjoyed the remake with Buffy more than the original. Because I don't know, it has... Even though it's basically the same movie, I don't know. I enjoyed it more. than
The remake?
the Asian OG.
Oh, so no, you like the remake better than the
Yeah,
OG.
exactly.
Well, if you think about it, it's to the point. It's not dragging, and they got more of a little bit of, I find, a creepier element to it. At least
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, I think I should rewatch it to be 100% sure, but yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because didn't that come out around the time with like The Ring and all those type of movies?
I think, yes, I think the Grudge, like the OG, came out in 2002. The remake came out in 04, I think, and the Ring was 05 or 03, I'm not sure.
They're all kind of close together, like nearby each other.
Oh, I just checked. The Ring came out in 2002. Okay. Like the American remake, not the OG.
Hmm.
And the Grudge came out in, let me see, 2004.
Okay, so not that far off.
Oh, because I just see it. Have you watched the 2020 Grudge?
I was just gonna mention that. No, I haven't. I heard it wasn't that good. That's why I didn't watch it.
Okay, same here. I
Yep.
didn't really care. Okay, then what would you rate the Asian original?
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, same here. Okay.
Good job.
Yes.
And what would you give the newer one? Like not the 2021, the one I had before it.
I gave this one a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I would too.
Misa.
Noise.
Or
Noise.
Toit.
Noise.
Moving on to Jennifer's Body.
Oh, what did she do to you? I'm kidding.
What? Why? What?
Oh, Jennifer's Body.
I think it's
go
safe.
ahead, sorry.
It's safe to say that every boy should watch this movie because Megan Fox, of course.
But she's a succubus.
Worth it. It's totally worth it.
This is why men die early.
Yeah, because women kill us. Thank you for agreeing with me.
She was a succubus, though. But to be fair, she was killed.
Yeah, give her something to suck, Hubis.
Do you even need me for this conversation? Shall I give you some time alone?
Yeah, give me, I don't know, give me 5 minutes or so. It's gonna be quick.
That's it? Wow.
Well, it's Megan Fox, so hello.
I'm sure she'd be flattered.
I hope. Back to business.
Yeah. Okay, what did you think about this movie?
I think, I mean, the story was kinda okay, whatever. But I think where the movie really shines is the chemistry between Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried. Because they really sell this point of, let's call it two besties.
Yeah.
And one thing...
Real besties, not fake besties.
Yeah. Real besties, not Instagram besties. And what I just noticed at rewatching, the boyfriend of Amanda Seyfried, what's his name? Johnny Simmons, is also young Neil from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Young Neil.
Yeah, that's his name.
I remember that. That's why I laughed. This is young Neil.
What do you play? Zelda, Tetris.
Young Neil.
Oh my god, I love this movie so much. Never mind, Jennifer's Body. Okay, what do you think about Jennifer's Body? I think it was pretty hot.
I liked it. I liked it. It was entertaining. Like I kind of you feel bad for her, and then obviously she turns into the succubus, and then goes like her evil self. But whatever, it's well deserved. She got fucked over. Why not?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I think, um, okay,
But she
let's.
like should have gone after like everybody who did that to her in the beginning, not like go after all these other people.
Didn't she lose her virginity to this guy, basically the musicians in the band?
Yeah,
She did, right? Okay.
yeah.
I wasn't so sure
But
anymore.
but she didn't like go after him until like later in the movie.
Yeah, very much later, but yeah.
I was like, I thought she was gonna go after them, like revenge on them, because I think it would have been to me. I think it would have been cooler if she would have went after them in the beginning, like revenge after them.
Yeah, it would make more sense. But yeah, right. She went after them when basically the credits were rolling, and while the
Yeah,
credits were rolling, you had all this photos basically from the attack and the aftermath.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because like that's what you saw. It was in the credits. I was like, it'd have been cooler if it was the other way around. You know what I mean? But I kind of get it. But I still like the way the movie was.
I'd say it would make more sense too if she was after them. But yeah, whatever. It's still an entertaining movie, so yeah.
Oh, so much. All right. What would you rate this movie?
I gave this movie a hot 7 out of 10.
I wonder why.
Well, Megan Fox gets a 10 out of 10. Amanda Seyfried gets a 10 out of 10 because she's pretty hot too, let's be honest here. And the plot.
She's so sweet and innocent. She's so sweet and innocent.
Yeah. And the plot was not the best, so yeah, 7 out of 10.
I gave it 7 out of 10 too.
Yeah, nice. You like the Megan Fox too. Nice.
I do. I think she's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, she really is. But I think,
She's very plasticky now, I think, now.
yeah, I just wanted to say how to put this nicely, but yeah, okay, let's be blunt about it. Okay.
That's who I am. I am a blunt person.
It's okay.
Next movie.
Moving on to my movie called Julia X. This was the first time watch for you.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday. It was ridiculous.
Oh yes, it is so ridiculous, and I love it for this.
I was like, Kevin Sorbo's in this. I can't take him seriously. He's Hercules. He is Hercules.
Oh yes, he's
You are.
always. It
I'm
doesn't
like,
matter which movie, he's always Hercules.
I'm like, and he still has the same haircut.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait, he's a serial killer and he listens to like this type of music to kill people? Like, why do birds? I'm like, really? Really? And then it like, so you keep watching it and then boom, there's a twist. I was like, wait a minute. So the girl he was trying to kill was actually Psycho herself. I was like, what? And then the sister is like the most psycho out of all of them.
Oh yes.
And like it's like, yeah, you could definitely tell these like I get it. They had all this trauma as children and they saw like what happened to their mom and what happened to them by their dad. So this was like all this trauma that they have taking it and putting it out as an adult. And like the creepy mannequins in this house.
Mm.
But like the whole time where Kevin Sorbo and is her name Jessica? Was it
I
Jessica?
think it was Jessica, yeah.
They were like killing each other and they're going on and on about how she's like, I just want a guy that I can like snuggle with and who gets me, and then they're like beating the shit out of each other in the living room and like just like practically killing each other, and then like towards the end it was like, this was the best date I ever had.
This movie is just so ridiculous. I love it.
It was ridiculous. And like the neighbor, go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and the neighbor, like the sister brings the neighbor over, and it was just like the poor guy is like in the room, and he's like, conversation with Kevin Sorbo, and they're like both tied up, and then Kevin Sorbo gets his like feet nailed. And then he
Oh
gets
yeah.
out like it's nothing, but then leaves the neighbor in there. Like the poor neighbor had nothing to do with it, but at least the girl set him free. And then the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, is he going to call the police? Like, while this is going on, are the police going to show up any minute now? And they don't show up. So it was a good fun movie.
Oh yeah. And I love at the end when you have a little let's call it more or less cameo from Wing Rames, who gets seduced again.
In the end,
Yeah.
with his eyeball.
Oh yeah.
There was some like decent known actors in here too.
Yeah, and I think the gore was not too shabby too. It's like pretty brutal from times to times.
It's kind of funny that you mention it because where he gets hit in the back with an axe and the blood just squirts out, you see the wire that shoots out the blood.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was like, oh, they screwed up on that one. I saw that.
Oh, I have to rewatch this. I haven't seen this.
But yeah, all in all, I liked it. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think it is so entertaining because it's not an triple A movie. It's just a little B movie with, I don't know, they sure didn't have much budget. The little budget they had, they blew it for Kevin Sorbo, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and the effects. But it was very entertaining.
It was.
So,
It was.
how would you rate this?
I gave it a 7.
Ah, that's good. I gave it an 8.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay, then moving on to our final movie. It's called Just Before Dawn.
Oh, you didn't even finish it.
I watched like, I don't know, it felt like 3 hours, like I was watching Justice League again. I just thought, when does this bullshit stop? But it didn't stop, so I stopped it and said, nope. I think it was after quite not even an hour, so I said, no, I can't do this shit anymore, and I turned it off.
So what part did you stop at?
I have no idea. I was just,
You don't even...
no, honestly, my mind was so blank at this moment when I realized, what am I doing with my life? And then I just, nope, I'm not doing this, and I turned it off.
This movie made you question your life?
This movie, yeah. But
Oh yeah, because it takes a long time before like something happens.
yeah, and it's not like, ooh, yeah, this is exciting. How do I say this? Exciting build-up to, oh, something is happening. It's like, come on, do something. It's like poking a monkey with a stick. Like, do something. But nothing happens, and you are just disappointed and like walk away.
Well, what ends up happening, because you probably didn't get too far. Obviously, you didn't. They're like twin hillbillies. It's a hillbilly thing, and they kill majority of those teens. I wasn't fully paying attention to it because I was bored too. I can't remember if he was like a sheriff or something, but he comes riding out with a horse and a gun, and he gets the last 2 out, and the twins end up dying. So, and some of the kills are like lame. So,
Oh, but
and it's kind of funny. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, okay, no, yeah, it's kind of funny.
I was gonna, they do like 2 of them stumble upon this cabin, and this old man and this woman come out with a shotgun, and they're like, leave. But comes to find out they're the parents of the hillbilly twins, and they also have a sister. So the sister was kind of leading some people to their death. I watched the whole thing painstakingly. It sucked.
One thing I noticed is the forest ranger is...
Yeah, okay, Forest Ranger. At least you paid more attention than me.
No, I googled it.
Oh.
Because he is played by George Kennedy, who also plays Captain Ed from the Naked Gun movies or the Police Squad series.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh, finally a good face in a shitty movie, but still this movie sucks, so bye.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
It's true.
that's the one thing I wrote down. The second thing I wrote down is boring out of 10.
It was boring.
This was so atrocious.
It was, but like think about it. Because what year did this movie come out? Was in the 70s?
Uh,
Yeah.
so no,
So like
it was 81.
okay, so like but still like movies like that at that time were like probably terrifying to people.
Uh, no.
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 When you think about it, I think in the same year American Werewolf came out, this was terrifying. A year before Friday the 13th came out. I mean, it was not terrifying in this way, but it was still scary and it was never boring. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And this
Mm-hmm,
movie
mm-hmm,
is
mm-hmm.
like, Jesus, just get it over with.
Okay, okay, okay.
And I remember thinking while I'm watching this movie, oh my god, I sat through 4 hours of Justice League and now I have to watch this shit as well, so nope, not doing it.
I've decided to do that from time to time too now. Because the one day you were just like, yep, I stopped watching it because I didn't like it, or I didn't watch it because I heard it was dumb. So I'm going to start doing that more now too.
Yeah, because we said when a movie is really blah, then we can stop it every time.
It was late at night when I was watching that movie, though. I kind of just had it playing in the background. And I think
Oh,
I was
that's
like scrolling through social media, or I don't even know what I was doing.
great.
Yep.
So, how do you rate this gem of a movie?
I gave it a 5. Thank
Ooh.
you, Dexter. Dexter's right next to me. He just gave me a little kiss.
Oh.
And for those of you who don't know, Dexter's my dog.
Okay.
So what did you rate it? Because you didn't watch it.
I already said it. I gave it a boring out of 10.
A boring. See, that doesn't count.
It does
Okay,
count.
I'll.
I didn't watch it, so I can't properly rate it too bad.
All right. So on a scale of boring to I will never fucking watch it again, you rated it boring.
Yep.
Actually, both work in that case. I think that's it, though, eh?
Yeah, I just wanted to
I
say,
think.
do you remember any other movies with J? Because our list is done.
No. Actually, it was pretty short though, because even before you even said we were going on to this list, you were just like, I was saying it's going to be a short list, and then you were like, "Are you going to ask somebody like in your stories?" And I'm like, "Really? They pretty much named them all."
Yeah.
Because I was like, because we'll get the same list of movies again. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
because I was like, I think like when we have more like bigger areas where there are more movies, and then I'll be like, yeah, okay, anybody. But like this one, pretty much everybody named them all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but still, I think Jennifer's Body and Jeepers Creepers came from us because nobody picked these movies for some reason.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just threw it in. So otherwise, we only would have had 4 movies, and
Actually, if you
one
think
of it is boring as shit. So yeah.
if you think about it, Jeepers Creepers, you added Jennifer's Body, and then I added Jaws, and you added Julia.
Yep.
Jaws would have been on the list, so really it would have been just Jaws, Just Before Dawn, and Ju-on.
Yep. True. True.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
If I'm
Because first I wanted to take Jeepers Creepers, but then I remembered Julia X exists, and oh yeah, let's watch Julia.
so
So, do we want to
What?
talk about our next podcast?
Do it.
Because there is this list of Academy nominations for this year came out, I think, a week ago or so. And so what we basically want to do is watch the movies that got nominated and then decide. I mean, of course, we rate every movie, but then we decide which movie we would give the award for best movie or best picture.
Yeah. So, okay. So, with that being said, when did we say the Oscars were?
The Oscars are, I think, 25th of April. It's like end of April.
Okay, so we still got time. So,
Yeah.
when did you want to air that one? Before, obviously, so we can say our topics and then watch the Oscars, or how do you want to do that?
Yeah, exactly. Like before. I'd say like our usual schedule, like in 2 weeks. It's like enough time. We have like 6, 7 movies to watch, maybe 8. I don't know. Let me check. Here are they. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 movies to watch. One thing I still wanna do is like you don't have to, but I will do it. I will also watch the movies for Best Director, Best Actor, and Best Actress, because most of them are like the same movies, like nominated and stuff like this. So I'll probably be watching like 10 or 11 movies in total. And
Okay.
then I'm gonna give my predictions as well for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, and Best Actress.
Okay.
Because I thought about doing more categories, but then no, that would be overkill. So yeah.
Okay.
And you wanted to do only Best Picture, right?
Yeah, I'm okay if you want to do all of that because technically, well, you said you had a list. I'm like, well, why don't you just start from the best picture because technically that covers all areas.
Well, not necessarily. I won't say like
I mean,
sorry.
no, go ahead.
Like I think it was last year when Parasite won Best Picture. I still can see and I agree with Best Actor being Joaquin Phoenix for his Joker thingy. So it doesn't necessarily mean that's the best movie overall. It's like Best Picture is just like, yeah, this movie was good, but this actor in this movie was better and stuff like this. So that's why I have this side categories. Let's put it this way, like Best Director, Best Actor, and Best Actress.
Okay.
And I think with this 4 categories, it's enough movies to watch. Like I said, we have maybe 12 movies or something like this. Because many movies are nominated for 3, 4, 5 categories. And we should be able to find our favorites in every category.
All right, sounds good.
It sounds like a plan. Yeah, nicer.
So I got to start watching.
Oh yeah, we both do. And I'm already curious about all the movies because I have not seen a single movie on this list.
Either have I, because I looked and I was like, yeah, don't know any of these movies.
Yes. So I think I was just thinking when we put out our podcast in 2 weeks with our predictions and everything, should we take a poll before what our Instagram audience thinks of will win Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, or should we do it afterwards, after we gave our impressions?
Let's do it before the Oscars, like right before, because some people might wait until like the week before to watch all of it. So,
Yeah, no. I mean, but the podcast, not the Oscars. Like the podcast is in 2 weeks. The Oscars are in like 4 weeks.
okay,
And
well,
should we
let's
do
do
the
it
poll
after.
before the podcast or after the podcast?
After.
After. Okay. Then I'd say we do the podcast, and 1 week later we ask our audience for their predictions. And then
Okay, sounds good.
when the Oscars were being held, we can still do a little aftermath at like the beginning of our next podcast, movies with K, I think. And you can
Yep.
say, okay, we predicted this movie. Our audience mostly said that this movie, but it was this movie which one, and stuff like this.
Okay.
Yay, plan. And to be honest, it's a nice change for not always watching horror movies, but sometimes.
Yep.
Okay, this sounds a little bad how I say it, but movies which recreates emotional investment in everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, good. Do you have anything else to say?
I do not.
You do not. Oh my god.
I think Jax does. Wait for it. Did you hear that?
No. Can you ask him to speak again?
He just bolted up the stairs.
Okay.
Neighbor dogs is barking, and he just went and he ran up the stairs. So I thought he was going to do like a full on bark. So
Okay.
so all is good. All right.
Well, this one was
Now he's
quick.
barking.
Yeah, but you can't hear this.
Nope. Well,
Yeah, this was
a quick.
yeah, quick podcast this time.
Yep. So
So
until next time.
yeah, we see each other in 2 weeks, and we talk about the movies that matter the most this year.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
So until next time.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.